You were all on the beach on this island with a forest some 50 meters up the beach, driftwood spreading around in the sand, and the water, the dark water down on the beach. You're kind of wet and frozen, and you have a little girl without legs in your care. So, Simon, what do you do?
Is there air leaking from the raft? Or has that actually made it through the reef kind of thing?
Most of the air in the raft have been going away in the water. So you still have it with you up on the beach, but it's not. You're not going to be able to float on that raft again if you don't take time to repair it.
No, and since the air has gone out of the rim, we won't be able to use it as a shelter as well, the way I was thinking. So I check on the girl, try to see if she's still breathing. Can I get her conscious or something? And then we have to look for shelter in some kind of way.
So the girl is laying in the raft still, if you haven't carried her out of there. Her face is really pale. The red hair is wet, framing this small face. She seems to be not really conscious yet, but you could probably wake her up if you wanted to. I don't know if you want to. Her legs seems to have been broken away, like ripped apart. You can see bones sticking out. You have tried to use the bandage and the first aid kit as good as you could, but when the adrenaline stops and the pain comes, that girl will be in hell. Even if you have given her some painkillers now, you don't know if they are strong enough to dose of this. So.
Well, I'm satisfied knowing at least that she's still, breathing and got a heartbeat. I turn to the woman on the beach, not the young woman, but the other. What's your name?
Oh, Wendy Liddon.
Okay. We need to find shelter and get some kind of warmth. I don't know. She needs to, be stable.
I sort of frown as I look over at this child, who I feel is gone, and there's no point in what this young man's doing, but I'll let it stand for now. He's a sweet boy. I understand, I suppose. I just nod and go, all right, well, what would you have me do? You seem to be the expert here.
No, I'm not an expert. We need to think of survival here. I think this is. Could you maybe grab Amber over there and start, collecting some driftwood and see if we can get a fire going?
Of course. What was your name again?
Sorry, I'm Simon.
Simon. Oh, nice name.
Simon Wilkes.
Simon.
Yeah.
All right, Simon. It's awfully cold, but let's try and get some wood together. That sounds like a good idea. Amber?
I'm still sitting in the boat. But yeah, when you call my name, I look up. I look just devastated and tired. Yeah, I'm here.
Good. All right now, dear. Come on. off the boat. No point moping. What we need to do is we need to try and find some wood, anything, a twig, a branch, that we can use to maybe light a fire. I don't know how we'll do that, but I think the young man might have an idea. So you come with me. Let's go and see what we can find.
I climb out of the boat and I start following her. My head hurts, everything hurts, but at least it was good with some water. I follow her, and I say, are we gonna sort of try to make some sort of signal thing on the beach?
Well, maybe, dear. I don't know if anyone will see it. But remember, we saw something on the island itself, so maybe there are people here. Maybe we can find someone here. Let's focus on us right now. We're not going to make any signal fires tonight. I mean, well, if we're making a signal fire, we need to start with a little fire, don't we? So come on, darling. Come with me.
And I look around worriedly at the sort of jungle that we're moving up towards.
I'll actually take out my knife at this point, and as soon as I reach any sort of tree, is there like a twig or a branch, or can I cut anything off? Anything? Vines, maybe. That might help.
They are like slippery stones, vines, bushes, trees. But everything seems humid and wet inside the jungle. Even if when the knife cuts into a branch, it's like red sap are dripping down from the branch, almost like the tree is filled with it. This wouldn't really be good for making a fire.
Ew, I say as I see that pouring out, that red sap.
Well, that won't do. Although, maybe the sap's useful for something.
I look up and I listen for sounds in the forest or the jungle. What do I hear?
You can hear some kind of apes screaming in distance. Also the wind, but the jungle seems to be filled with insects of different sorts. Some kind of birds. Also, when you're listening really, really focused, it sounds like you can hear something else. Can it be drums?
Do you hear that? I thought I heard drums.
I strain my ears. Do I hear this as well? Hearing
Yeah.
drums.
Wendy, you can also hear the drums in distance. It's a rhythmic sound, but it's nothing an animal would be able to do.
There could be people here. I feel a little bit of hope at that, I guess. What do you think we're gonna do? He wants us to make a fire? What about that girl? She had her legs cut off.
Oh, I think the young man is being very noble, but what's he going to be able to do? I think we don't have the stuff that could help someone with that sort of injury. She's probably going to get an infection very soon. It's not like I have antibiotics on me at the moment.
Well, if there are people here, maybe they have something.
How far away does this drumming sound? Like, I'll maybe taking a few steps further into the jungle. But it's very dark, of course.
You take some steps into the dense vegetation. It's almost like you walking into this humid wall. You can feel the air getting wet and warm. It feels like being at the zoo, looking at the snakes and apes. But no, the drums are really far. Whoever are doing that are not into a distance that you could reach now, this night.
And it's like in the middle of the night, too?
Yeah, it's still dark outside.
And someone is up drumming. It's a bit weird. Maybe there's a club of some sort.
Simon, you can see the two guys going into the jungle looking for firewood instead of taking up the driftwood on the beach.
Like I told them to.
They're like standing there and cutting in trees and like listening into the jungle, and you don't know really what they are doing, but not the right thing anyway.
I just sigh and shake my head, and anyways, it's just as well to have them out of the way for a bit. I go through the emergency crate we have and see if there's any kind of rope or anything in there useful for building a shelter.
Yeah, you both find a rope and duct tape.
Bingo. I grab the rope and the duct tape. I just check on the girl one more time, but I don't want to move her unless I have to. And now we need shelter and fire. Going through the crate, I see that there's really nothing in it that can make fire.
Yeah, but you have your packets of cigarettes in your shorts, and you have a lighter.
That's true. It might be not so functional right now, but it might work. Yeah. Well, I head towards where the other two are standing. I was thinking maybe a rope between two trees and use the boat for some kind of draping kind of thing, and then shelter underneath.
They have been walking like up the beach 50, 70 meters or so, standing there in the jungle, and you walk up towards them, and they seem to be listening to something when you meet them.
When I see him coming, I say, "Hey, there's some kind of drums in the jungle."
Drums?
Yeah. I mean,
Oosh.
it's probably... I don't know why they're up at this time playing drums, but I think there might be people here far away.
Then let's go see if we can find them tomorrow. But now we really need shelter and warmth. I guess sleep is too much to ask for, but it would be nice. Are you feeling okay now, Amber? Amber, right?
Yeah. My head hurts. I mean, yeah, I'm okay, I guess.
It was you in the plane, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Glad you made it.
Thanks, I guess. I mean, I don't know. There were... my friend was there, and so many others, I guess, but... Oh, maybe they were rescued by the boat. What do you want us to do?
Just get something we can light a fire with. Maybe try the driftwood on the beach.
Yeah, because this here is like... And I just point at the sap. This is kind of... I don't know. And I just shrug and I go down looking for stuff on the beach.
Yeah, the tree trunks on the beach and branches are like a different type of wood, and it seems to have been washed up on the beach a long time ago and just laying there in the sun, so it's really dry. Maybe some insects in it, but that wouldn't harm the fire in any way. So,
well, that's good, I guess. That's lucky. So I'll start to gather up as much of that as I can and bring it over to where the little girl is.
Yeah. You're walking back towards the girl, Simon, and you're also collecting driftwood, or...
No, I'm looking for a place, a good spot where we could tie the rope and try to make some kind of a shelter. I'm not thinking in the wood, but... You know, at the tree line, maybe could be some bigger trunks we could use to... I still want to be in the sand, if that's possible. Because the sand keeps the warmth pretty well.
Well, Amber, when you walk towards the boat, you notice that the boat is empty.
I look around Do I see anything else? Do I see any tracks or something?
Yeah, maybe from the boat in the sand. When you drop the driftwood and walks closer to the boat, you can see that it seems that someone has been dragged through the sand upwards the jungle. Not where you stood, but further away on the beach.
And I feel scared. And I feel kind of how my skin is prickling up. Guys?
I come over, I put down my driftwood. What?
She's gone.
Gone?
I don't know, something is... It looks like she's been dragged by something.
What? Are you... No, that can't be. No. I run over to the boat.
Yeah, it's empty.
What? Did you see anything? Where has she gone?
I don't know.
She had no legs.
It's something in the sand. Look, it's something. It looks like something has dragged her, unless she's been like, I don't know, crawling, dragging herself.
But why would it? Why would she? But she was unconscious. No. This is not good. We need to find her. I stumbled towards the... Who's holding the flashlight?
Think Wendy have it still.
Yeah. I tried to grapple the flashlight from her.
Now hang on a minute, honey. Hang on a minute. Let me just have a look first. I start shining around the flashlight and I move over and, if possible, I'd like to investigate this situation.
Absolutely. And it sounds that Simon is helping you. Both of you can roll for reason, and Simon's role is going to aid Wendy's investigation here.
11.
17. Plus assistance, yeah.
You're really good at investigating things, Wendy. Simon too, but you have the flashlight, so you have a little bit of advantage comparison to Simon, that also seems to be a little more affected by the girl's disappearance. You can see trails of the girl's body dragged in the sand by something on 4 legs. You can see trails after something that seems to be paws. 4 paws. Not really big, but big enough to drag a 13-year-old girl away.
I see. So, am I allowed to ask 2 questions then?
Yeah, you can ask the questions.
So, because I rolled a 15, you see, or an investigate for those listening in. So, what's my gut feeling about what I'm seeing? It sounds to me like an animal dragged her away. Is that what that's what my gut tells me.
The looks of the paws, and also how the animal seemed to have moved over the sand, it reminds you of your cat.
So what's weird about this situation?
Cats usually are pretty shy. They don't really attack humans, if not like threatened or cornered by something that makes them aggressive. And you don't really know about which types of cat animals that lives in this part of the world, wherever you are, somewhere in the Indian Ocean. But it seems weird for the animal to be so aggressive. Maybe really hungry to take the girl. But even then, It's really, really weird for.
I look towards Simon. I sigh. Honey, this doesn't look very good. I'm not an expert, but I watch a lot of National Geographic. This looks like
we can save her. We need to find her. It probably just dragged her for a bit and then let her go. She's probably just around the corner here.
This would only have happened, Simon, if the creature was extremely angry or hungry. I doubt it's just dragged her away. She's already lost her legs. I'm not saying don't go, but it's going to be very...
We can still save her. We need to save her.
What is this? What took her?
Possibly some sort of large cat. It reminds me of, actually, the way the paw prints there, actually. It's not like a... it's like cat leaves.
Like a lion or something?
Maybe. I don't know if it's a lion.
Why are you so quick at writing people off? If it hadn't been for your paddling, we probably could have picked more people off from the wreckage. You just... What's wrong with you, lady?
Okay, maybe we can both just calm down a bit.
We need to help her. It's as simple as that. She's trying to stop me, just like she wanted to stop everyone from climbing into the raft when the ship went down.
Trying to look out for you, dear. I get it. You're a nice, helpful young man. But if we'd helped more people, we would have more injured. Maybe we'd be in the water now. I don't know. Maybe I panicked. What's wrong with me? I've just been in a plane crash, darling. Come on. Maybe I made a mistake, but there's no need to start shouting now. And I'm saying this all very soothingly, maybe a little bit practiced.
Well, shouldn't we at least go looking for her? I mean, if we're together?
Yeah. I think we should. I start looking around for some kind of big branch or something to arm myself with.
You take a big branch from the beach. So you arm yourself with a club.
Okay. I guess I do that too.
I shake my head at both of them, but I let out a defeated sigh. I just go over to Simon and go, "All right, Simon, we're going to go in the dark and look for your person you need to save, but just promise me that when you see that you can't save her, you will let it be, yes?" And I try and influence him.
Yeah. You can roll for influence other.
13.
Yeah, you can choose. Either you can give Simon a boon. He gets +1 to his next roll if he does as you want him to. Or you can give him a little punishment if he goes against you. So he will have to lower his stability 1 step.
I choose the second one. I kind of smile, but I kind of just imply, maybe in quite a reasonable way, that what I'm saying is right, and that maybe if you don't listen to me, you could get yourself and all of us in danger. But I do this all in a very pleasant way. Seem quite with it when I'm telling you this. It maybe even seems like I do actually care, at least about you and Amber.
A mother of two need to know when to use the stick and when to use the carrot.
I glare a little at this mother figure standing in front of me and slowly nod my head. I don't look overly convinced, but I seem to be ready to comply.
All right then, well, I hand you the flashlight. Lead on, Robinson Crusoe.
You can all see that the trails continues into the dense jungle. After the jungle starts, there are no real trails to follow anymore. You have to go follow your instincts and kind of hope that you can find her somewhere in there, in the darkness. Maybe in the bushes or behind some stones, or you can just fumble your way into the trees.
I don't think I ventured too far into the jungle. Reason kind of takes the upper hand here, and I realized that running into an unknown territory in the middle of the night after something that probably wants to eat us, or at least play with us in a very unpleasant way, I kind of just stop in my tracks and start to listen to see if I can hear any sound that indicates where they are, that she is, and if I find nothing, I'm willing to return to the beach.
I stop and listen as well. Like, okay, so we're stopping.
Okay, Simon, it sounds that you are trying to survey your surroundings here.
Yep.
You can actually make a roll.
For observe a situation, perhaps?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's perception.
18.
Ooh.
You got the possibility here to ask 2 of 6 questions. When you act on my answer, you will get +1 on your rolls. You have to ask the questions now directly. But whatever you ask, I will give you an honest answer to the question. So, okay. The first question is, what is my best way through this? The next question is, what currently poses the biggest threat? The third question is, what can I use to my advantage? The fourth question is, what should I be on the lookout for? The fifth question is, what is being hidden from me? And the last question is, what seems strange about this?
I'm gonna ask the second question there. Don't remember what it was, but I remember that I wanted...
What poses the biggest threat?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking probably the fifth question as well.
Yeah. So what is being hidden from you also?
Yeah.
You try to really listen as good as you can. Try to pierce through the sounds of the jungle. The monkey screams, the insects and everything that are around you. To feel, okay, what can it be somewhere? Almost like you are looking for a predator. Then you feel a tingling over your skin. Like something, someone is watching you. And when you turn your head, you meet Wendy's gaze. For a moment, the gaze is really, really cold. Then it turns warm and motherly again. When you notice her. So you have +1 against Wendy. I guess you try to shake off this weird feeling you have. And then you suddenly hear a noise. It sounds like a girl half screaming. It sounds like she's being strangled or something, but she tries to scream out. She's further in the jungle. What do you do?
I start running towards the screams. Are they far away?
you don't really know. It's so hard to orient yourself in this jungle, and the flashlight, you try to lighten up your way while you are kind of like half stumbling over slippery stones and almost get caught in vines hanging down from a tree. Then you can see something further away. The girl is laying on the ground, and something big is over her with his big mouth, kind of biting around her neck like a cat catching its prey. She's trying to scream, but the big cat seems to push down her windpipes, her, and kind of stopping her from getting air. You can see the eyes reflecting the light from the flashlight. It's looking directly at you, unafraid, almost as it's waiting for you to come closer.
Hey! Simon, wait! As he runs off, I start running after him.
I kind of go just to lightly grab Amber. Not properly grab her, just be like, Amber, just don't run. I'll come with you, let's just calm down.
I stop and I look at her with frightened eyes and... Okay.
Let's go, but there's no point in you running as well. Let's just... And I begin leading her on, but I'm keeping a leisure... I'm not running, I'm moving quickly, but Simon definitely would be a bit ahead. And I kind of go like, you have to understand, the young man isn't feeling in the right state of mind. He doesn't accept that this poor young girl might be beyond saving. He might get himself hurt.
He's shouting and stuff.
I stopped dead in my tracks. And just whisper out a long fuck.
You can hear how the girl, she's trying to, you can hear her breathing, it's getting weaker and weaker.
And I turn around and bolt the other way.
Yeah. You flee back in the jungle.
Yeah.
Meeting Amber and Wendy.
Simon, what's going on? What?
Run towards the beach now, big. Go.
I nod and follow.
I run as well, as fast as I can. I don't care. I mean, just run.
They're all running out to the beach. As soon as you hit the sand, you can see some kind of light out there, out in the sea. Dim lights. Something moving. Not towards the beach, but seems to circle the island.
Oh my god, is that a boat?
It might be.
What?
Wait. Simon, go and get the flare gun.
I'm keep looking over my shoulder towards the jungle to see if we made clear from the whatever that was.
It doesn't seem to follow you.
I shakingly walk up to the crate and start rummaging around for the flare gun. A boat, you say? Where?
There. Look out, don't you see the lights on the water?
You can't really see the form or the shapes of the boat. Just the dim light. It's not natural.
It's like, searchlights at a club.
I take aim and use a flare.
You fire off the third flare up in the sky, seeing how it lighten up everything bright red for a moment, and then total darkness again. It's a loud bang that echoes over the beach and the jungle. They must have heard.
I think I just collapse in the sand.
I take a moment to take a knee, wait, see if I can see these lights again.
They must have heard that, right?
Hopefully, Amber, hopefully, yes.
What did you see?
I turn my head and look at Simon quite intently. Yes, Simon, what happened?
Simon's kind of, slumped a bit. His head hanging down, and he's shaking a little, almost like he's crying. And he, shakes it off a bit, and it was something really big, and it looked like, I don't know, a cat or something. It was chewing on her windpipe, okay?
Internally, of course, I think I told you so, but I don't say that aloud. I offer a comforting smile and say, "You did everything you could, Simon, but I told you that."
It just took her.
Yes, Amber, but she was injured. I think probably thought she was easy prey. Hopefully, if we keep our wits about us, I look to the forest, we won't go down so easily.
So what do you think we should do?
Let's get back to making the fire, making the shelter. Let's try and get some rest. I don't think there's anything else we can do in this state. I'm cold. You're tired. Even you, young man, I can see you're starting to... You need some rest, both of you. As do I. We need to do that and see what we can do in the morning. We have food and water for at least a few days. So we're not in an emergency just yet.
A fire, yeah. That should be our priority.
I'm kind of hesitant now to start, going out to find more wood, but I do it anyway. I look around for what's close and just keep what I was doing. I start looking for more driftwood to add to the little pile that I have been making.
It's enough now for Simon to start this fire. And I also think that your lighter is dry enough to create a flame. You can light a cigarette from your unopened package of cigarettes and use that as an ember for the fire. Maybe take one yourself also.
Cigarette would be a good idea. I look at the others and hold out the package.
Oh my god, you got cigarettes? And I take one.
Yeah, this is the only pack, though.
I'd say in the situation we're in, Amber, you probably shouldn't be smoking. It's hardly going to help.
Well, it can hardly get any worse, can it? It's not like I'm gonna stand here worrying about lung cancer, and I just lean forward to have Simon light it for me.
At the same time, the fire starts to spread in the Simon has been creating, and some kind of warmth is spreading in the little camp you have been created. Do you still camp at the edge of the jungle, or do you keep a little bit away, further down the beach?
Yeah, further down the beach. Fairly close to the boat still, actually. And I think we just, sit down fairly close together in like a little, to keep the warmth.
Yeah. Actually, all three of you are kind of hungry now. You didn't have the time to eat your airplane meals, and now when everything is catching up, you can feel that you start to feel really hungry and thirsty.
Well, we better have some of this food and water, but it's best to ration it. We don't want to have it all at once. We don't know how long we're going to need it to last, do we, dears?
What is it? And I start opening the pack.
The food ration is more of a paste, brownish paste that smells and seems to taste like you don't really know what it is. It doesn't really taste as anything. Sheep. You don't know.
This is weird, but I start eating it. Does it feel satisfying still, sort of, to eat?
It fills up the empty a little bit, making you feeling a little bit better. Does everyone take a ration?
Yes.
I don't think I can. I am feeling hungry, but as it's the image of the girl is still too fresh in my mind. I don't think I can eat just yet. But I do take some water.
You eat some, you sit down, you get some warmth. I would like to take a time here to give you all the possibility to give one of the other player characters +1 in a relation to that person. That person of the two others that you trust most.
Well, I think I'd give mine to Amber. Because I trust her a little more than the young man. Not that he's not a good young man, but he's a bit impulsive. And she at least does what she's told for the most part. It's nice having people do what they're told for a change.
Well, yeah, I'm probably gonna give a +1 to Wendy as well. Because she has been really comforting, I feel.
Well, given that I just looked at Wendy as a threat, I will give mine to Amber. I still want to keep Wendy a little distance away, I think.
So, by talking to your relation, telling the person how you feel and talk about things, you can raise your stability as many steps as you have in relation. So you have now someone to talk to at the beach, at the island anyway.
I do that as we sit there by the fire, and I talk a bit to Wendy and say, well, actually, I think I'm just saying this just out for anyone to hear, I suppose. I just say, I was with my friend, Jennifer. We're just gonna have fun. I mean, we had fun, I guess. Then something really bad happened and we were on our way home. And, oh my god, I don't know where she is. I feel so... I don't know. I'm just... What could I have done?
You did everything you could, sweetie. You shouldn't beat yourself up about it. Sometimes in life bad things happen. I know at your age, you all think it's not going to happen. I tell the same to my two young girls. You remind me a lot of them, you know. They're very similar to you.
You have daughters?
I have two, yes, and they, I love them dearly, but sometimes they don't really listen to their mother. But most girls don't, do they?
No, I guess not. I don't know. I guess my mom, she'd probably done the same thing as I done in her age. I don't know. I like to think that she was... Well, she's a bit crazy, to be honest. She's, she's not like you. You seem a lot calmer than she is.
Thank you, I try, darling. It's not easy.
You know, there's still a chance that you might see your friend again. If that boat picked her up.
It's just so weird. She was just gone. When I woke there in my seat, people were all kinds of hurt and injured, but she was just gone.
It all got very confusing, darling. Even I don't know how I just ended up in the middle of the ocean.
I don't know.
Hell, what are the odds that I was the only person who even found a boat? I'm sure there were plenty more.
Probably, yeah.
What were you guys doing in Thailand?
I was just backpacking. Starting a new job. Well, my first job this autumn, and thought I'd, see the world a bit before settling down.
Your first job? How old are you?
I'm 27. Well, big job, of course.
Did you study before then?
Yeah, I'm a technical engineer. So, yeah.
Well, that's something at least.
What about you, Wendy?
Oh, just a boring old business trip, sweetie, nothing interesting. I work in pharmaceuticals, and I reach into my pocket and take out a little brand of sleeping pills, which has a little company logo. You probably have taken some of them for your headaches, I imagine, when you've been out too much. It's a living.
I don't really know much about what company makes the stuff, but yeah. Is it a big one?
You could say that, yes. I'm trying to open a branch in Thailand, actually. That's why we were there. Boring, boring, boring.
Well, they seem a lot more liberal with, I don't know, drugs, medicine, that kind of stuff.
They're liberal in a lot of ways. You have no idea. But it was a good trip, to be honest. Part of me would have liked to have stayed a bit for the country, you're right. It was different. But we all have to go home sometime.
Okay.
You should try to sleep some, Amber, if you can.
Yeah. I just lay down on the side. I'm leaning at Wendy again, and I'm looking into the fire.
You get some sleep, honey. Don't mind me. I have trouble sleeping anyway.
Yeah. Just wake me if there are any big cats.
And then I look over at Simon. I just remark, I can stay up for a little if you want me to watch things.
It's okay. I don't think I can sleep.
And I'll perhaps lean back a little and try and sleep myself. Do I actually find it possible? What's my mental state like?
Actually, Amber, you can roll 2 10-sided dices. You did talk with your friend, so you're feeling a little bit better now after opening up to Wendy and Simon.
11.
As soon as you close your eyes, you can hear the drums from the jungle intensifying. It's kind of transforms into the drum beat in the club in Bangkok. You're in the VIP room, in a sofa, but there are no one else there except you. Not even the DJ is there. It's only you. Drinks are still standing on the tables, and drugs, lines of coke are in front of you. It's like everyone has disappeared except you.
How do I feel? Am I drunk? Am I sober?
You have your best dress on you, but you feel really, really awake. Not as you usually are.
Hello? I stand up.
Yeah. The drum beat kind of dampens your voice. It's so loud, so you usually have to scream to each other to hear each other.
I take up my bag. I suppose it's there. My handbag.
Yeah.
And I start looking to find any people.
No, it's totally empty. It's just you in here. But there's a door a little bit away, out to the corridor and out to the toilets.
I'm gonna bring up my phone and see if can I find Jennifer. Is my phone there?
Yeah. Your phone is there. You have it in your hand. I guess Jennifer is in the top. Like you have made her your taking a heart or something to make her the first choice every time you open up your contacts.
Yeah, she's got a few like explosion emojis for her, and I tap her so I could. Yeah, I call her.
Yeah. You can hear someone answer on this other side. Amber? Amber, is that you?
And it's so loud. I try to hear, but I seem to hear it. Jennifer, where are you?
I'm in this room,
Are you in the club?
in the corridor, with Blondie. He showed me some things. Just come here. It's really cool.
Blondie, and I try to remember. Yeah, he's that gangster. He's that. Yeah, he's the one that got us into the VIP. Okay, I'm coming, and there's no one here. It's kind of freaky, and I go towards the door to get it open.
You open up the door into the corridor where still no people at all.
Where the fuck is everyone?
When you close the door, it's kind of silent also.
Well, no music?
No music.
Jennifer?
You can hear someone screaming
Jennifer?
from the door at the end of the corridor. A scream for help.
I go towards it.
As you walk towards the door, you notice that your hands are totally bloody. Like covered from your hands to your elbows. And your dress also is kind of deeply cut and shows a lot of your skin, and your skin is kind of covered with blood marks.
Oh shit. Jennifer? I run towards the door.
You run towards the door and open it up, and you can see that Jennifer is tied over the table inside. The camera is pointed at her. She seems to be alone in the room.
Jennifer, what the fuck? And I run over and I try to untie her.
You start to fumble with the ropes, and as you do, you can hear something getting closer. Something big.
Where? What, outside in the corridor?
In the shadows.
Shit. Jennifer, is she talking to me? Is she like, what is she like?
She smiles at you and points her free hands at the man, the giant, towering over you. It's a giant, naked man with a boar head. It's looking down at you, and Jennifer smiles, and she says, "Abignepet is waiting for you, my friend. He's
What?
waiting for you, for all of us."
I see this big freak. And I grab Jennifer by the hand and I try to pull her away.
You take her hand and you start to run with her, but as you run out the room, you notice that the room outside the door is a jungle. And her hand is so wet in yours. It feels so weird, as something is wrong with Jennifer, but it's, you can't really make yourself turn over and look at her directly. You can't really see what is wrong. You can only feel it. It's like she has no skin on her hand. Like you're holding a flayed person's hand.
And I run.
Simon, you are holding guard.
Staring at the edge of the jungle. With a club not in my hand, but close to me, next to me, where I'm sitting.
While you're sitting there, just waiting and watching the other one sleep, your phone lightens up. An incoming message.
I pick it up. I had no idea what's even on.
I guess you have a picture. No, maybe not a picture, but you have... What have you named Carrie in your phone? Because I guess you didn't use her real name if Janet would see anything.
I think it says KK.
You can see an incoming message from Carrie.
I unlock the phone quickly and look what it says.
Where are you? We are waiting at you.
The plane crashed. I'm stuck at a island somewhere. Get help.
She writes back. Stop joking around, Simon. Come back to the camp.
This is no joke. Get help. Screw that. I tried to call 911 or something.
Yeah.
If the phone's working, I'm desperately trying to 911 or 112 or whatever it is internationally.
You try to call them. You only get an error message.
Oh, come
When you check
on!
the signal, you can see you have no signal at all here.
Then how did her messages come through?
You have no clue. But you can see that the sun is slowly rising over the mountains. You can see the green, lush island for the first time in daylight. You can also feel the warmth that are kind of spreading over everything. It's probably pretty hot here in the daytime, so...
I try texting her again and tell her that plane crashed 2 hours into our trip, or is it 1 hour into our trip? Get help.
You click on send, but instead of sending the message, you only get an error message. No signal. Message could be delivered.
I turn off the phone to save battery, and I will try later to call someone again.
Yeah. You can see that Amber suddenly wakes up. Like suddenly. She is just staring at you. Seems really, really scared.
Are you okay, Amber? Amber,
Yeah. Oh.
What happened?
We're on a fucking island, that's what happened.
Yeah. Sorry.
I don't know. I was dreaming.
At least you got some sleep?
Yeah. And I look up and I see the sun as well. And I stand up and I feel my body's just really aching, and I stretch. I try to stretch out my muscles.
This beach is pretty beautiful in the sun. This is the kind of beach that backpackers are like looking for. Untouched. The sand is white except a bit up on the beach, where you can see someone has spread out parts of someone, parts of red hair, red bits of pieces in the white sand.
No. And I can't help myself, but I start moving up, sort of holding myself despite the warming sun.
I mean, I'm guessing I fell asleep at some point. Have I even woken up yet?
Depends on if someone wakes you or not. I guess you're sleeping best of everyone here.
I think this night I did, didn't I? Yes, I had a good sleep. So I'll still be sleeping if no one's waking me.
Maybe the sun on your face wakes you up. The light.
Yeah, no, actually, that would. So I'd sort of be stirring, but I'll sort of look...
Slowly. Slowly waking up with the...
Do I see this as well, or is it just Amber?
I guess you see it when Amber sees it, because she starts staring at it and walking towards it. But you have been sitting there all the night holding guard and you haven't noticed anything, so...
I reach out for Amber if I can still, reach her and try to, hold her back a bit.
I think you'll slump after me, but I'm already on my way.
Amber, no, Amber, don't.
I can't help it, but I'm moving up towards it and to see up close what it is.
You can see a bit of a hair, red hair, and also what seems to be some fingers. But it's not the whole body, just parts of it. Like something have been taking them off and been taking them out here for you to see. Like a gift, maybe?
I will slowly get up and look a bit confused. Don't think I could see this yet, but I've noticed them both go off. I just watch, where are they going?
I scramble after Amber, and when doing so, I kind of call to Wendy. Wendy, wake up! Wake up!
Oh, what is it, dears? I walk over and I see...
Oh my god. Oh. I don't panic, I think.
Shouldn't look at this.
I believe you all should keep it together.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do come over and sort of just stare at this sight rather intently. So, I roll an 8, as you can see.
I rolled a 6.
So Amber, you will choose a condition, and the other two of you will choose between 3 psychological defenses here. You can choose to freeze, you can choose to flee, or you can choose to fight. Fight in this case is to attack whatever you think have done this. Whatever you choose, you will give the total control of your character to me.
I freeze.
I will also freeze as I watch very intently this scene, almost with some elements of horror, fascination. Maybe that causes even more horror. Yes, I completely freeze up.
I stand there. As they freeze up, I just look at what's happened and what I see, and it's just too much to process from what I just had in my dream as well. So I think this will probably come back to haunt me at a later time.
Yeah. And then, when everything seems as they couldn't be any more worse than they already are, the scream starts further into the jungle. You can all hear the girl screaming. The screams are high-pitched of horror and pain. But she must be alive still, somewhere in the dense vegetation.
You have listened to a special episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we played the adventure The Island of the Dead for KULT Divinity Lost. KULT is published by Helmgast. The music is from the official KULT soundtrack, featuring Atrium Carceri, Mechanoreceptor, Mind Divided, Warfield, Howler, Second Escape, Michael Idehall, Precision Field, Zwaga, Occult Cow Demise, Pandoras Black Book, and Tantrick Ape, and is used with permission from Helmgast. Finally, a big thank you to all of our Patreon backers. Creating all this content would not be possible without your generous support on Patreon. You give us so much energy, help us cover our costs, and open up time to record and edit. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you. And remember, death is only the beginning.